Once the work on a locked-out machine is completed, proper lockout-tagout release procedures must be followed to return it to service. First, you need to remove all non-essential tools and other materials from around the machine. Next, clear any affected employees from the immediate area. Then you should check to make sure that the machine is ready to operate. This includes verifying there is no load on any electrical circuits. Each employee who installed a lockout-tagout device on the machine must then personally remove the device. In emergency situations, management personnel can be authorized to remove a device, but only when the original employee is unavailable and cannot be easily recalled. When this happens, the employee whose lock was removed must be told why the lock was removed before he resumes his work. Once all the lockout-tagout devices have been removed, the equipment should be test run. If you cannot start the equipment and verify that it is functioning correctly from the location where the lockout-tagout devices have been installed, you should use the buddy system for this testing. During some lockout-tagout procedures, such as when equipment is going through a prolonged shutdown for rebuilding or major maintenance, situations can arise where a machine must be temporarily restarted. In these cases, this temporary startup should be handled exactly as a normal release and restart. First, lockout-tagout devices are removed and the release procedure is followed. The machine is then restarted. Once the temporary restart has been accomplished, normal procedures must again be followed to re-secure the lockout-tagout devices and isolate the machine's energy sources. At the completion of any type of lockout-tagout procedure, the locks and tags that have been used must be returned to their home. They should also be signed in the lockout-tagout log if one is being used.